Hello there, Chris Benson's here. Welcome to Talking Music. Well, this has been a long time coming. I finally picked this up from HMV on Saturday. So the 29th of October, when I was on the way to the football. And so it's been one of them weeks that I finally got round now to opening it and unboxing it. And of course, since then, we've had the announcement of the Now Yearbook 1980 to 1984, the final chapter, and also the Now Yearbook 1985 is on its way as well. So it's all happening, and I'll be doing reviews of those as well, I promise. So I'm just trying to get into this. There we go, we're in. So there we go. The Now Yearbook 1979 Extra. As you can see, it says Collector's Edition, 67 more essential hits from 1979. So I picked it up from HMB in Bradford. They couldn't find it at first. They had a lot of the normal yearbook 79s, but not they couldn't find the extra one. And then a very kind gentleman had a look through all the boxes and found it for me. So here is what the first disc looks like there. I love the orange. I do love the orange. And then we've got disc 2, which is there. And then disc 3, which is there. So there you go. There are 3 CDs, 67 tracks in total. It really is. It's a great release. I do like these extras because there's a lot of songs that I haven't heard of before. And I'm getting them for the first time. It's building up my collection. I know it's building up a lot of people's collections out there as well. So, but there is the back. If you just want to have a quick look at it like that. So, disc 1. I've got extensive notes here. Bear with me. So, Queen, Crazy Little Thing Called Love. A lot of the Now yearbooks either start with Queen or Wham. This is no exception. It reached number 2 in the charts. It was from a Queen album called The Game. It's a great song, brilliant song. We then got The Police with Message in a Bottle. That reached number 1 from their album Regatta de Blanc. We then go into Blondie, Union City Blue, which reached number 13 in the charts from an album called Eat to the Beat. We then had Pretenders, Kid. That only reached number 33 in the charts, so that's a good thing about the extra. You get a lot of songs that didn't chart that well, but often forgotten about, and that you get to hear again for the first time in years. ELO is next. Last Train to London reached number 8. It's from a cracking album called Discovery. Then we've got Roxy Music with Angel Eyes. That reached number 4. Again, Manifesto is a wonderful album. We've then got Kate Bush, Them Heavy People, from an album called The Kick Inside. Now, this wasn't a single in the UK. It was only a single in Japan. So it's interesting that this has been included. We've then got Squeeze, Up the Junction. That was from the album Cool for Cats, reached number 2 in the charts. We've then got the Boomtown Rats, Diamond Smiles. Now, this was reached number 13 in the charts. It deals with death, and staff at Duke Street Hospital in Glasgow filed a petition demanding that the song was banned due to the lyrics exploiting a real-life suicide, they said. So, but it reached number 13 in the charts. We've then got Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Reasons to be Cheerful, Part 3. That reached number 3 in the charts. We've then got Sparks, the number 1 song in Heaven. That got to number 14. We've then got the 3 Degrees, The Runner. That was released in March 1979. Got to number 10. We then got a bit of a disco theme continuing. Donna Summer, Dim All the Lights. That got to number 29. Sister Sledge, Lost in Music. One of the best songs on the compilation. And that got to number 17. I thought it would have charted higher than that, but only number 17. Chic, My Feet Keep Dancing. That got to number 21. Then we've got Rolls Royce, Is It Love You're After? That got to number 13. So that did quite well in the charts. Then we've got Boney M, Gotta Go Home. That reached number 12, released in August 1979. Then we've got Voyage, Let's Fly Away, which only just managed to get into the top 40, reached number 38. Madness, The Prince, got to number 16, released in September 1979, but bigger things were to come for Madness, weren't they? Darts, Duke of Earl, love a bit of darts, and this got to number 6 in the charts. We then got Mike Oldfield with his rendition of Blue Peter, which got to number 19, and then disc 1 ends with one of my favourites off the compilation. I'm just glad it got included. Fiddler's Dram, Day Trip to Bangor, which got to number 3. I remember seeing it on Top of the Pops in the BBC 4 repeats. But it's a great tune. Love it. And obviously, with seeing the 79 Extra, you see all the different genres that were present in the charts. And as we move into disc 2, it gets more and more eclectic. It really does. So we've got The Members, The Sound of the Suburbs, that got to number 12. We've got The Ruts, Babylon's Burning, that got to number 7. The Jam with Strange Town, that got to number 15. Then we've got The Clash English Civil War, that got to number 25. The Stranglers with Duchess, that got to number 14. Then we've got Sushi and the Banshees, Playground Twist, that got to number 28. Then we've got Public Image Limited with Death Disco, number 20 in the charts. Skids, Working for the Yankee Dollar, that got to number 20 as well. We then get one of my favourites, again off the compilation, Jimmy Jimmy by the Undertones, great tune, and that got to number 16. We then have the Sex Pistols, Come On Everybody, that got to number 3. I did not realise that charted as high as it did, but released in, I think it was June 1979, but it got to number 3 in the charts. Another great tune, then Dr. Feelgood, Milk and Alcohol, brilliant tune, never seems to age. Number 9 it got to, released in January of the year. We then have the Dickies, Banana Splits, that got to number 7. Secret Affair, Time for Action, that got to number 13. Then we've got the Jags, Back of My Hand, that got to number 17 in the charts. The Tourists, which of course featured Annie Lennox, The Loneliest Man in the World, that got to number 32. Then an interesting inclusion. We've got Japan, Life in Tokyo, which didn't do well in 1979. In fact, it only charted in 1982. And it appears in the Now Yearbook 1982 as well, Life in Tokyo. So it's the first, I think it's the first yearbook song that we've got twice. Somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. We've then got Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark, Electricity, that was released on Factory Records, I think, as a single. We've then got Shalimar, Take That to the Bank, got to number 20, released in December 1978, so just about being okay to include in the 79 Extra, I guess. Dan Hartman, This Is It, that got to number 17, released in January 79. Edwin Starr, Happy Radio, that got to number 9. Great tune. Isley Brothers, It's a Disco Night, that reached number 14. It was their last top 20 hit for the Isley Brothers. Chic, My Forbidden Lover, great tune, one of my picks, reached number 15 in the UK charts. Diana Ross, The Boss, only reached number 40. Then we've got Cher, Take Me Home, which didn't chart in the UK at all. It reached number 8 in the US Billboard Hot 100, but didn't chart over here. So we move on to disc 3. We've got Blondie, Sunday Girl, which was number 1 for 3 weeks. We've got Painter Man by Boney M, which reached number 10. We've then got The 3 Degrees, My Simple Heart, which you'll all know, that got to number 9. We've then got Commodores, Sail On, which got to number 8. We then got Earth, Wind and Fire, which is an absolute belter, After the Lover's Gone. That reached number 4. We then got Barry White, Just the Way You Are. Number 12, that reached in the charts. And a very clever connection, because then, of course, Barry White was covering a Billy Joel song, and Billy Joel appears next with Honesty, which again didn't chart in the UK. It reached number 24 in the US Billboard Hot 100, but no single chart for it here. We then got Marianne Faithfull, The Ballad of Lucy Jordan, which reached number 48. but yet kind of is included here. Jerry Rafferty, great tune, Get It Right Next Time. That reached number 30. I thought it did better than that. We've got Toto, Hold the Line, which got to number 14 in the charts. Status Quo, Whatever You Want, that got to number 4. Great hit for Status Quo. Thin Lizzy, Waiting for an Alibi, that got to number 9. We've then got Driver 67 with Car 67. That got to number 7. Lots of sevens there. B.A. Robertson, Knocked It Off. That got to number 8. Cats UK, Luton Airport, which reached number 22. I think it was a kind of homage to the Lorraine Chase Campari adverts. And it was a novelty song. You've got a lot of genres, as I say. Novelty songs were definitely there in 79, and that was Cats UK, Luton Airport. Some Girls Racing. Love that tune. Got to number 2. We did a Mother's Day video many years ago, surprising my wife, and we used that song in the background. Great tune. Love a bit of racing. Then we've got Darts again. Get It. Second appearance on the album. That reached number 10. Dollar. Who Were You With in the Moonlight? That got to number 14. Released in May 1979. Then we've got Sally Oldfield and Mirrors. This would be one of my picks off the album. It is absolutely brilliant. And again, doesn't get any radio play. Reached number 19 and released in December 1978. We then got Lena Martell, One Day at a Time, which was number 1 for 3 weeks. I perhaps wonder how it got to number 1, but it did get to number 1. And the album concludes with Paul McCartney, Wonderful Christmas Time, which reached number 6 in the charts. So there you go. It's a great mix of songs, and I do like the extra releases. It's going to find a nice place on my shelf now and get some airplay as well at the same time. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And there's also coming up a 1979 omnibus episode, which is going to include this review. It's going to include the original 1979 yearbook review, my discussion with Paul English about his 1979 Extra Plus playlist, and a bit of a watch along of a Top of the Pops episode as well. So look out for that being uploaded as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next yearbook review.